Hello friends, welcome to Saijan Academy. I am Amog. In this video, I am going to solve Diploma CET 2020 question paper solution for the branch Electronics and Communication, and the subject is Analog Communication. In Diploma CET 2020, they asked 7 questions and we will try to solve those questions one by one. In that, the question number 87. A Thevenin's equivalent circuit always consists of. They have 4 options. Option A, voltage source and a series resistance. Option B, voltage source and a parallel resistance. And the option C, current source and a parallel resistance. And the option D, current source and a series resistance. We already know that a Thevenin's equivalent circuit mainly consists of Thevenin's voltage and in series with Thevenin's resistance. That is VTH in series with RTH. This entire combination is called as Thevenin's equivalent circuit. In Thevenin's equivalent circuit, it has mainly VTH, that is Thevenin's voltage, and RTH, that is Thevenin's resistance, and these are connected in series. So for question number 87, option A, that is voltage source and a series resistance, is the right answer. Move on to question number 88. For a maximum power that to be transferred from source to load in a network, the load resistance must be dash the Thevenin's resistance. We have 4 options. Option A, greater than, option B, less than, option C, equal to, and the option D, not equal to. When you consider a Thevenin's equivalent circuit, it is mainly consist of VTH and RTH. When you connect RL, that is load resistance, across this Thevenin's equivalent circuit, then a normal power is delivered from source to load. The power will be delivered when a load resistor is connected across a Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay, if RTH value becomes equal to load resistance value, then a maximum power, that is P max, will be delivered from source to load. This is the statement of maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, when a load resistance is connected across a Thevenin's equivalent circuit, then a normal power is delivered from source to load. If RTH value becomes equal to the RL value, then a maximum power will be delivered from source to load. So for question number 88, option C, that is equal to, is the right answer. The question number 89. The current is minimum or 0 in a tuned circuit where they have given 4 options. Option A, L and C are in series. Option B, L and C are in parallel. Option C, R and L are in series. And the option D, C and R are in parallel. We know that a tuned circuit is also called as LC circuit. In LC circuit, it has only 2 elements, that is the inductor L and the capacitor C. And the current is minimum or 0 in LC circuit only when the L and C are connected in parallel, that is if L and C are connected in parallel, then only current will be minimum or 0, and this condition will happen during resonance condition. Okay, during resonance condition, the inductive reactance, that is XL, becomes equal to the capacitive reactance, that is XC. During resonance condition, the inductive reactance, that is XL, become equal to the capacitive reactance, that is XC. But there will be a differing phase. Suppose if XL has plus 90 degree phase shift, then XC has minus 90 degree phase shift. Due to differ in their phase, the admittance value, that is y becomes equal to 0. Here we are calculating admittance. Why? Because the L and C are connected in parallel. If any circuit are connected in parallel, then we will calculate the admittance instead of impedance. So in this circuit, during resonance condition, the XL becomes equal to XC, but due to differ in the phase difference, the admittance value becomes equal to 0, and we already know that the reciprocal of admittance is called it as impedance. So the impedance value becomes equal to infinity. 1 divided by 0 is always equal to infinity. So the impedance of LC circuit becomes equal to infinite, and we already know that the Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IZ. Here we are applying a constant voltage, that is V. So a current can be calculated as I is equal to V divided by Z. A Z value is infinite for a constant value of voltage. So V divided by infinity, we will get anything divided by infinity, we will get a 0 only. So the current is becomes equal to 0, or it can be a minimum value when the L and C are connected in parallel. So for question number 89, option B, that is L and C are in parallel. When L and C are in parallel, then only current will be minimum or 0. The question number 90, the resonant frequency equation for parallel resonance is, they have given 4 options, and we already know that the parallel resonance circuit mainly consists of the resistor R, the inductor L, and the capacitor C. Consider here the resistor R is connected in series with the inductor L. Across this, the capacitor C is connected. Okay, for this we are giving a voltage source V. Then the entire combination is called it as parallel resonant circuit. In parallel resonant circuit, the resistor R, the inductor L are connected in series. Across this, the capacitor C is connected. For R and L, its impedance value is denoted by Z1. It becomes R plus j omega L. Similarly, for capacitor C, its impedance value denoted by Z2. Its expression becomes 1 divided by j omega C. And the entire admittance value is given as 1 divided by Z1 plus 1 divided by Z2. Here we are calculating admittance. Why? Because here the elements are connected in parallel. In any circuit, if the elements are connected in parallel, then we will calculate admittance instead of impedance. So y is equal to 1 divided by Z1. Z1 expression is R plus j omega L. Z2 expression is 1 divided by j omega C. Okay, then y is equal to R plus j omega L, and here j omega C comes to numerator, then it becomes j omega C. Now we are trying to delete the j term in the denominator. So we will multiply for both the numerator and the denominator by R minus j omega L. In order to eliminate the j term in the denominator, we will multiply with R minus j omega L for both numerator and denominator, and this j plus j omega C. So we will get R minus j omega L divided by R square minus j square omega square into L square. 1 into R minus j omega L becomes R minus j omega L. Here R plus j omega L into R minus j omega L becomes R square minus j square omega square L square, okay, and this is j omega c. That is here a plus b into a minus b, that is a plus b into a minus b becomes a square minus b square. Here r is a value, for r plus j omega l means a plus b, for r minus j omega l means a minus b, so that it becomes a square minus b square. For r it becomes r square, for j omega l it becomes j square omega square into l square. Okay, then here y is equal to r minus j omega l divided by r square plus omega square into l square. Why? Because here j square, its value is minus 1. So minus 1 into minus, it becomes plus. So r square plus omega square into l square plus j omega c. Now we will take the LCM. So the LCM becomes r minus j omega l divided by r square plus omega square into l square plus j omega c into r square plus omega square into l square. Now we will separate real term and the imaginary term. Here the real terms are r divided by r square plus omega square into l square, and the real term are, that is j, sorry, this is the imaginary term. The real term is r divided by r square plus omega square into l square, and the imaginary term, that is j. These two are the imaginary terms, and this is the real term minus omega l. We are taking plus j, so inside we will write minus omega l, then plus omega c into r square plus omega square into l square whole divided by r square plus omega square into l square. For resonance condition, the imaginary term always becomes to 0. So this term becomes to 0, so that it will becomes minus omega l plus omega c into r square plus omega square into l square is equal to 0. Okay, then omega c into r square plus omega square into l square is equal to omega c. Then r square plus omega square into l square is equal to omega c divided by this is omega l divided by omega c. Then it becomes equal to omega cancel each other, so we will get l by c. Here in LHS we have r square plus omega square into l square, then omega square into l square is equal to l by c minus r square. Okay, then omega square is equal to l divided by c into l square. We are taking l square from LHS to RHS, so it becomes l divided by cl square minus r square divided by l square. Then omega square is equal to l cancel each other, so we will get 1 divided by lc minus r square divided by l square. Okay, then we know that omega square is equal to 1 divided by lc minus r square divided by l square. If you take a square root, that is omega, we will get square root of 1 divided by lc minus r square divided by L square, and we know the value of omega. Omega means 2 pi f. So 2 pi f becomes square root of 1 divided by LC minus r square divided by L square. Okay, then f, frequency f becomes 1 divided by 2 pi square root of 1 divided by LC minus r square divided by L square. This is the resonant frequency equation for the parallel resonant circuit. That is, f is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi square root of 1 divided by LC minus r square divided by L square. This is the resonant frequency equation for parallel resonant circuit. So for question number 90, the option B, that is Fp is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi square root of 1 divided by LC minus r square divided by L square is the right answer. The question number 91, design equation for shunt element of constant K high pass filter is, they have given 4 options. When you look at the constant K high pass filter, in constant K high pass filter, the two capacitors are connected in series. Okay, in between two capacitors, the inductor L is connected. In constant K high pass filter, the two capacitors are connected in series. In between two capacitors, the inductor L is connected. Okay, here the capacitor is the series element. In constant K high pass filter, capacitors are the series elements and the inductor is the parallel or the shunt element. Here inductor L is the shunt element and the capacitors are the series elements in constant K high pass filter, and the L value becomes L is equal to R0 divided by 4 pi Fc. Here R0 is the characteristic impedance and Fc is the resonant frequency and L is the shunt element. So for question number 91, option A, that is R0 divided by 4 pi Fc is the right answer. Similarly, for capacitor, its equation becomes 1 divided by 4 pi R0 Fc. This is the series element in the constant K high pass filter and the shunt element is inductor L and its expression is R0 divided by 4 pi Fc. Okay, when you consider constant K low pass filter, in constant K low pass filter, the two inductors are connected in series. In between a capacitor C is connected. This is the constant K low pass filter and this is the constant K high pass filter. In constant K low pass filter, the two inductors are connected in series. In between a capacitor C is connected. Here the inductor is the series element. Here the inductor is the series element and capacitor is the shunt element. Shunt element in constant K low pass filter, and the expression for L becomes R0 divided by pi Fc. R0 divided by pi Fc. This is the expression for inductor L in constant K low pass filter. Similarly, for C, 1 divided by pi R0 into Fc. This is the expression for capacitor in constant K low pass filter. So for question number 91, design equation for shunt element of constant K high pass filter is, that is option A, R0 divided by 4 pi Fc. The question number 92, the reflection coefficient in terms of load impedance, that is ZL, and the characteristic impedance, that is Z0 is. We have 4 options. The reflection coefficient is defined as the ratio of reflected voltage or the current to the input voltage or the current, and it is denoted by mod K. The reflection coefficient is denoted by mod K. It is defined as the ratio of reflected voltage or the reflected current to the input voltage or the input current. In terms of load impedance and the characteristic impedance, the reflection coefficient is written as ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. This is the reflection coefficient in terms of characteristic impedance and the load impedance. When you consider the options, that is option B, that is mod K is equal to ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. So for question number 92, option B is the right option. The question number 93, in the following AM equation, that is V is equal to Vc sin omega Ct plus MAVC divided by 2 into cos omega C minus omega m into T minus MAVC divided by 2 cos omega C plus omega m into T. In that equation, we have to represent USB, that is upper sideband frequency of a signal. For that, they are given 4 options. The AM equation has 3 parts, that is unmodulated carrier signal. The second one is LSB, that is lower sideband frequency of a signal, and the third one is USB, that is upper sideband frequency of a signal. The AM equation has 3 parts, that is the unmodulated carrier signal, the second one is LSB, that is lower sideband frequency of a signal, and the third one is upper sideband frequency of a signal, that is USB. The unmodulated carrier signal is represented by Vc sin omega Ct, that is Vc sin omega Ct. Similarly, the LSB is represented by MAVC divided by 2 into cos omega C minus omega m into T, that is MAVC divided by 2 into cos omega C minus omega m into T. The USB is represented by MAVC divided by 2 into cos omega C plus omega m into T, that is MAVC divided by 2 into cos omega C plus omega m into T. When you consider a frequency spectrum, for AM signal, that is amplitude modulated signal, the y-axis represents amplitude. The y-axis represents amplitude and the x-axis represents frequency. Okay. For unmodulated carrier signal, its frequency is omega C. For omega C frequency, its amplitude is Vc. Similarly, for LSB, its frequency is omega C minus omega m, that is omega C minus omega m. We also call it as LSB. Okay. For this, the amplitude is MAVC divided by 2, that is MAVC divided by 2. This is the amplitude for LSB signal. Similarly, for USB, its frequency is omega C plus omega m. It is also called it as USB. For that, the amplitude is MAVC divided by 2, that is which is same as LSB, MAVC divided by 2. Here both the amplitudes are same. Here MA represents modulation index, VC represents carrier voltage amplitude. Okay. So for question number 93, the USB signal is represented by MAVC divided by 2 into cos omega C plus omega m into T, that is option C is the right option.